coming back to the topic of talking about death and dying, I thought it might be really interesting to actually look at the question of, like, where do you end up in the spirit world if you die, say, really suddenly through a motor car accident, or if you die from a long illness, or if you die from old age, or if you have a sudden cot death, so die as a tiny baby, or if you die from suicide. Just think about those kind of circumstances. We know that there's different ways, in a sense, that the soul then leaves the body. But when I say different ways, I mean, if it is say a motor car accident or something very unexpected, a massive heart attack, I'm thinking about that though, but I think your body is still absolutely making that transition as well to dissolve those threads. But then it's still it feels almost like in that moment of sudden death, you would be catapulted into the spirit world. So we've had lots of, or I have anyway, I've had lots of people coming back and saying, when I died, I didn't actually know that I was dead for quite some time until I actually realized that this had happened, and I felt like I was outside of my body looking down and watching all these people working on me, trying to pull me out of the wreckage of the car or trying to resuscitate me because my heart had stopped. And that's a very traumatic way to die. So if you think, then where does the spirit go to at that point in time? If you have been really, really sick for a very long time and there's been time for you to be able to prepare to die, then where in the spirit world does the spirit go to? And I think, and I stand to correction, so if I'm wrong, please let's have some comments down below as well. But I think that you end up exactly where you should be. Because I have this very strong conviction that everything in the universe is exactly as it should be. So all our circumstances, all our trials and tribulations, all our happiness, all our relationships, all our experiences at the time that it's happening is exactly as it should be. And we might be off a little bit, like, a couple of days or weeks or maybe a year earlier, but it is exactly as it should be. And if it goes out of kilter, it will fall back into kilter straight away as well. Because we do have that duality and we do have that balance all the time. And when we feel like we're out of balance, then, we need to kind of bring it back into balance again. So my understanding as well is when the soul has been really ill, when the body, the physical person, has been really, really ill, the soul experiences that illness as well. And so your aura becomes like quite dense and thick, or may get like little holes in it and maybe get a little bit fragmented. And so even, like whilst you were here on the earth, you went through some kind of way of trying to heal the physical body, which eventually gave up. In the spirit world, you are taken into a spirit hospital, and so then the spirit body is repaired as well. And really it's just that removing of all the negativity that's built up around that soul through that entire experience. When you have a sudden death, like a massive heart attack or a drowning or even a suicide, or like you had a massive motor car accident and you're brain dead and you actually had to have the machine switched off, which is also a very traumatic way to pass. The soul is taken by loving angels and beautiful loving guides, including yours and your loved ones on the other side, into another space of healing in the spirit world as well, where you can be helped to acclimatize back into the spirit world, and you will be led to exactly where you need to be. So I can remember reading many years ago when I first started on my spiritual journey and asking, all the questions, is, there's that saying like, as above, so below. So like whatever you imagine your heaven to be will be your heaven. So everything that exists in the physical world actually exists in duplication in the spirit world as well. And if you imagine in your mind what heaven is going to be like when you go there, then that is what you will see and what you will experience. So if you're desperately scared of dying and you think that the spirit world is nothing but a big black hole, when you pass into spirit you will encounter that big black hole. But if you have an idea in your mind that your heaven is this perfect place of beautiful flowers and magnificent nature with waterfalls, and that's what you will see when you go back into the spirit world. If you have already built your place to go to, that's where you will return. So I'm not sure that our actual physical dying really in the end affects where we end up in the spirit world, as in our point of entry back into the spirit world. But I think that it's slightly different. Having said that, we all still end up exactly where we need to be. And of course, that space that we end up definitely is in accordance with how much we have grown and developed spiritually as well. So if you think about those different levels in the spirit world that we are like really working hard to attain, if we have attained that level, we will be taken there. But we'll be taken there by our spirit guides. We don't just like go knock on the door and walk in on our own. Like, I don't think you ever are on your own in the spirit world. And I know that opens up a whole other question about spirit beings who roam. But I don't think that we're alone completely. In fact, I know that we aren't. I've done far too many readings and connecting with dead people in the spirit world to think otherwise.